Hey guys, what's up? John from Segments here. Welcome to the 5th episode of Ecom Data Cooler Talk, where we talk about important topics in e-commerce and data next to a water cooler. Okay, so today we're doing a part 1 of a 3-part series of the most commonly used tables in e-commerce, the orders tables, products tables, and the customers table. Today we're going to start with the orders table and using Shopify's Order API as an example, but don't worry, the most of the data platforms have pretty much the same data structure, so it's usually covered there as well. Before we get started, I wanted to tell you that the Internet Trends report by Mary Meeker is out. And so for those of you who are not familiar with it, Mary Meeker is a partner at a big Silicon Valley venture capital firm, Kleiner Perkins, and she puts out this 300-page massive report about the internet and what's happening on it. The reason we should pay attention is because she talks about e-commerce in the report, and there's some highly relevant information in there, so check it out if you have time. Here are my 3 key takeaways. Number 1, the internet population has exceeded 50% at 3.8 billion users. Number 2, e-commerce is growing strong in the US at 12.4% versus just 2% for retail. And number 3, e-commerce is now at 15% of all retail, which means there's still plenty of room for growth. Are there other things you're interested to learn more about in the report? Comment below. Okay, let's dive in. So what's in the order table? Well, the order table is the most commonly used and most important table in retail and e-commerce. Think of it simply as a row of data in your Excel spreadsheet that contains columns of information about the order itself, the customer, and the product. Right? Most of us has probably seen it before. You might even have one in your pocket that kind of looks like this, right? It's a piece of receipt that basically says that John bought a cup of coffee for $4.25 at a certain location with his credit card on a certain date. Depending on your needs and your system, the information collected might vary from simple to complex, but it should always contain the key pieces of information: who is the customer, what products did they buy, and some detailed information about the order itself. If you're using Shopify, have you ever wondered what did Shopify collect on your behalf about the customer's order? You can learn all about it on their Shopify Order API, or follow along and we'll cover the major pieces of information below. So what's in the order table, right? So like we mentioned earlier, there are information contained about who's the customer, what products did they buy, and some detailed information about the order itself. So let's focus on the order details. So first up, we have time. And these are order open and close dates, right? Not only do they help you with bookkeeping, but you can also aggregate orders on the same day across weeks, months, or years to spot trends and look at why big spikes occurred, as well as review performance. And next we have payment information, and first up is price. And so price, you have total price and subtotal price. Subtotal price is the list price after discounts without shipping and taxes. And total price is just net price, but with shipping and taxes, right? So we discussed earlier in episode 3, what is KPI? It's important to make a distinction here, what you should include to calculate for net revenue and what you should include for metrics, and that is the subtotal price, because you don't want to skew your metrics like average order value by including shipping and taxes. And next we have discount information, and discount are basically promotions, right? There's a couple of things captured here. The discount code itself, the type of the discount, the level of the discount, and whether it applies to the product itself or to shipping. Now, promotions work hand in hand with the prices to get customers in the door, right? And the extra level of detail captured here can help you assess what type of promotions at what levels work best for different types of customers and products. And last, we have checkout information. So checkout basically captures how the customers chose to pay. Did they pay through online checkout? Did they use PayPal or other ePay services? Or maybe they bought at an offline location. Usually the more ways people can pay, the better, right? And having the detail about the customer's payment information can help you segment your customers to look at whether there's differences in their average order value or their customer lifetime value. And finally, we have traffic information. We'll begin with the source. And the source basically says where the order is coming from. Was it from a web browser, a smartphone, from iPhone or Android, or was it manually created draft order? And then we have the landing page, right? The landing site. So when the customer types in your URL directly or look it up from Google or search, they usually land on homepage. But if they click through an email or a promoted ad, then they might land on a page of your choosing, a promoted page. And then we have referring site. And the referring site captures information about your referral traffic. And they're usually from Google, Facebook, email marketing, partner websites, any media coverage you have, or any other type of channels that you may have set up that is directing traffic to your store. Have you noticed that sometimes there are these extra codes at the end of your URL that you're clicking on? Well, those gibberish actually contains information that Google Analytics is using to show you where your traffic is coming from. Okay, so we've covered a lot of examples, and you can see that Shopify actually captures quite a bit of information on your behalf. And if you're using some other platforms, the chances are you have a lot of the same information available to you. Okay, so next we'll look at some of the examples and why you should care. So what's in it for me? Well, as we just discussed, with just one table, there's actually a lot of data we can work with. We can look at how many times a customer has ordered across different time periods. We can look at order timing between orders to find out the average days it takes between order 1 and order 2, aggregate orders, and look at seasonality and holiday patterns like we discussed in episode 4, demand forecasting. In terms of KPIs, there's a lot of KPIs we can already create, like AOV, average order value, ARPU, average number of orders per user, as well as repurchase rate with just one table. And then we have promotion information, right? Having pricing and promotion information can help you decide whether it's better to run a $1 off promotion or a % off promotion, or even compare whether it's better to run a free shipping offer versus a 25% off offer. And then we have customer behavior. Knowing how customers are visiting your site and how they choose to pay can help you segment your customers and understand which channels are more profitable, and you can increase acquisition efforts there. So these are all information that you can use to optimize your operation and grow sales and revenue. So in summary, we talked about what information is usually tracked in the order table, what do they mean, and what analyses are possible. It's important to know the information available to you so you can take full advantage of them and formulate your strategy. Study what's available, understand what's possible, and build a profitable business through data-driven decision making. Finally, data is power, and we want to give e-commerce data powers back to the people. So join us and start growing with your data today.